You've got a book idea. Now what? Okay, you followed my last advice in the last video and made the leap to start. Now what? We're writers. I'm author R A Gasparac, a human Hyrax hybrid, and the Dark Empress of delayed reactions. This is going to seem like a lot of work, but I can promise you this part is actually really fun. Why? Because right now, anything is possible. That's right. Anything is possible with your novel. Right now, this novel is Schrodinger's box. All ideas are valid in this brainstorming phase. This is still the pre-brainstorming part. We haven't even started nailing down whose perspective the novel is being told from, aka first, second person, God, whatever, narrator. Here's why. The next step before you can figure out anything else about this idea is asking yourself one very important question. Where is the conflict? As you're a newbie or the seasoned writer ready for a refresher, here are the basic types of conflict. Man versus nature, man versus self, man versus society, or man versus man. And to be clear, there are other sub-conflict types that can be expanded on later. However, for now, we're just going to keep things a little simple because we can clarify and refine after the first draft is written. Next, we get to postulate possible tropes we want to incorporate or not use at all if nothing resonates yet. This part isn't essential, but it will make marketing your novel easier if you have it in mind from the start. Examples of tropes include, but aren't limited to, the chosen one. This is really overdone, really. The only person with a set of powers or skills that saves everyone, aka the Bible. The quest! Think of any role-playing game where a group of characters get together and they embark on a quest to get a hold of XYZ. The love triangle. Someone's got to choose between two people, but takes their time deciding. The reluctant hero. The one person who should be in charge doesn't want it. Enemies to lovers. Well, lovers to enemies in my book's case. Because, yeah, no. This is self-explanatory, really. Two people don't like each other until they suddenly do. Second chance romance. Enemies to lovers to enemies again to lovers again. Forced proximity. There's only one bed at the inn, and sexual tension is at an all-time high. Basically. Fake relationship. This one's mostly in billionaire romance, I find, but it reads as the term sounds, only ends up with the two actually falling in love after all. Happily ever afters. And then the hero. Think John McClane in Die Hard, basically. A hero who is an everyday person who is braver for a little bit longer than everyone else. Okay, so you would think it's time to start writing and brainstorming, right? No. Please don't hate me. I know you're ready to start drafting away, but trust me, if you just take this one last step before you start brainstorming, it will be worth it. You already have the main idea of what your novel will be about. You know what the conflict opportunities are and how you can keep torturing your main character setback after setback from it. What I'm talking about is your novel, Skeleton! Personally, because I'm a spooky girl, I'd like to call it the story Spine, but anyway. So the skeleton of the story is 8 phases the story takes. We don't have to go into massive detail here, as I only plug in like 1 or 2 sentences that quickly summarizes what we're talking about here. This is a snapshot of what the world in your book is like before the first chapter. What event occurs that changes the status quo? What happens to the character that keeps them from being able to get back into the original status quo before everything went wrong? What is the new status quo for the main character, and how do they accept it or fight it or neither? Avoid it. When it rains, it pours. Not only is your main character dealing with this very big problem, but what other small problems can get in their way, keeping them from solving the one big main problem until the end of the novel, obviously. But no, this is where your main character wants to give up. Okay, they don't, but give them a really good reason that would convince them to roll over and just let the worst happen and just be done with it. So you've thrown everything at them save the worst thing you can think of. Throw it in their face and make them think they have no chance of winning and choose to fight anyway. This is where you determine your villain's one fatal flaw that your main character can expose and defeat the villain once and for all. Okay, so there you have it. Everything you need to start brainstorming. Yay! Okay, stay tuned for a future video that I will make about my own personal method. So be sure to subscribe and hit that bell.